Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be on 3 ways that traveling will make you a better photographer and why they will make you a better photographer. So this is something that I feel really strongly about, and I've always thought that this was the case for me in particular. I honestly think that traveling is my inspiration for photography in general, and every time I come back from a trip I'm so motivated and I'm so just ready to go out and photograph and to organize shoots, and it's funny how traveling does that to you. So I honestly think it's one of the best things that you can do to help it develop you as a fashion photographer. If it wasn't for traveling, I probably would have never become a photographer. It was my original source of inspiration for photography in general, and then I sort of grew into fashion photography more so. But yeah, that was kind of like the first stepping stone for me, realizing how much I loved photography. But anyway guys, I'm going to go through 3 reasons why it will make you a better photographer, and hope you guys enjoy. So number 1 is a source of inspiration and a change of scenery. So I've already quickly gone over this point, but it really is a source of inspiration, and a change of scenery is just such an important thing, I think, from time to time for fashion photographers, especially for location-based shooters. I do tend to shoot a lot of on-location shoots, and I do find a lot of inspiration in different backdrops and different locations. So this for me is a really big one, and I know when I'm overseas and I'm organising photo shoots, it really does help me become more inspired, and I think my work changes as well, and it develops as I travel. So I really think that's an important one, and for a lot of people especially that are, you know, sort of stuck in maybe smaller towns, and I was in a slightly smaller town really when I was growing up, so it was really amazing to get outside of that and to see all these other amazing places, and it does really give you that inspiration to go out and organise a completely different shoot, maybe even than what you're used to. Number 2 is the opportunity to meet new creatives and make contacts abroad. So in a sense, you're broadening your contact base, and this is also a really important thing. I mean, I think fashion photography in particular can be such a global career, and you can really work anywhere with it. So I think places like especially LA and London and New York are really, really cool places to visit for that sort of thing too. But not just those places, like even Milan in Italy is amazing. So any really big city will kind of give you that inspiration as well. I personally, when I've been on this trip for the last few months, I have been organising photo shoots for the 52-week project. I've been organising them in a lot of cities that I've been visiting. So I've done shoots in London, in Ho Chi Minh City, in Hong Kong, in where else? In Rome, in Sweden. You know, it's just, I've tried to organise as many as possible through so many different modelling agencies, because I'm really wanting to make those contacts over here as well. I think that's always great to know that you've worked with agencies from different countries, and you can have that on your resume, or you can tell other people that you've worked with those agencies. So it's really important to do, and even with creative teams overseas, it's really important to make contacts. I will admit that I haven't done it as much on this trip that I'm currently on, because I haven't really had a lot of time. I've been very time poor in places, so to really organise an entire creative team does take a lot of effort, but it is worth it in the end. It is worth it to make contacts overseas, because you never know, one day you could be invited to go photograph a campaign overseas, and maybe you need some contacts like that. So I'd say it's definitely a very important point. And number 3 is actually seeing the visible trends that are happening overseas, and actually seeing how fashion differs from each country, because being in Australia as well, our fashion industry, I would say, is very different to the rest of the world. And even American fashion is kind of different to European fashion, and European fashion is different to Asia, and it all differs. So it's really inspiring, and it's interesting to go to lots of different countries and actually see how fashion is differing from place to place. And it does give you inspiration for new shoots and ideas to develop your portfolio in different ways. So you could be having the inspiration to do a European themed fashion shoot, or then you could be really inspired by Japan and be doing something that has very Harajuku based fashion in it. You know, there's so many endless possibilities with fashion photography, which is why I love it. And I think this is a really important thing to really broaden your horizons when it does come to fashion, because there are so many different types of fashion industries in the world really, and there's not just one fashion trend that's going on at the moment, you know, there's a lot of them. So definitely, especially for me going through Europe and seeing what people were wearing, and then coming to America and Canada, it's totally different and it's awesome to see. So I think that's really a good way to learn about fashion as well, is to travel really. Okay guys, well I hope you enjoyed those tips on why I really do believe it's important to travel and to develop as a fashion photographer in that way. I really think that this is one of the ways that I learn best is when I'm traveling, and maybe you guys will as well. If you have any ways that travel inspires you with fashion photography, feel free to list them in the comment section below, because I'm really interested to hear how other people view traveling when it comes to fashion photography and how it inspires them. So I think that would be really interesting for other people to see as well. And if you guys are interested in travel vlogs, I do actually have a travel vlogging channel with my boyfriend Dan. It's called Wonder Walkers, so we've linked that in the description box below as well. So I'm documenting pretty much my whole trip at the moment over the 3 months. We've been to a few different continents already, so feel free to go and check out that in the description box below and let us know what you think. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!